Hey guys. Yeah, I'm not off today. No, I did work. Long story short, I worked 8:30 to 2 today. But in actuality, I actually clocked out at 1:30 due to the fact that I used my PTO, my paid time off, to be able to do so. Now, with that said, if you will, I'm here to talk about something that I did try to talk about last night, but I was too tired to really be coherent when I originally did it, so I want to talk about it now. And it's ironic that I talk about it now, seeing as though that yesterday was the official release date, I should say, of this very, anticipated release. And what was that, you might ask? Why, none other than WWE 2K20. The follow-up, the yearly follow-up to WWE 2K19. Now, here's the thing. Everybody was looking forward to this. There was talk of the fact that a new control system was going to be in place, that Ukes was now going to be on the sideline looking in, while Visual Concepts took over, stuff like that. Basically a lot of gamers, hardcore, casual, pro, were all given some good news, some glimmer of hope, that this would be the 2K game of WWE that would really set the standard. It would be the next SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Well, I could say honestly, from people's reaction, it's far from that. Because basically, it's been reported, even before the release, even Timmy Emu, TTU as I call him, or TTE for short, when he was invited to Vegas to kind of test the game out, play it a little bit along with others, even though he said there were some good things, the one overall thing that he has said and everybody else has said, and I'm surprised if Joe Vargas, Angry Joe, plays this or gets a hold of it and sees it for himself, he'll say the same thing. And that is, the game is buggy as all heck, and it's glitchy as all heck, and overall, currently in its state, unless you get the patch, it is broken. It is a broken game. Hear me out. Hear me out. You see, there are people like Desert Eagle. I think Desert Eagle 49 is his name here on YouTube. I'm not really sure. But he did a video showcasing what basically 2K20 looks like right now, unless you get the day one patch. And I'm sure there's going to be various patches along the way. And honestly, it's bad. It is bad. And it's not just the glitches and the bugs and everything that make this game broken and unplayable for a majority of it in the eyes of a lot of fans. It's the fact that they also excluded for the time, because they didn't have time to get it in there. Are you kidding me? When I heard this, but they didn't have time to get it in there. They excluded, but plan to include in a future patch in DLC, Creator Championship, if you will, is not in the game as we speak. According to Timmy Emu, TTE, they do plan to patch it in later on with an update or something like that. But right now, it's not in there because apparently they didn't have time. Excuse me, but didn't you have time when it came to 2K19? I'm just saying. Now, apparently there's been word going around that 2K Sports is considering or has been talking about the fact that they might want to try to go bi-yearly. In other words, instead of releasing a game every year, especially a WWE game, that they should at least take a slower step. In other words, wait until maybe the year that it's actually named after to release it. Again, that's just rumor and speculation. Although I could probably guarantee you there are fans that would appreciate if they did that. If they would just wait. I mean, the best release date, in my opinion, should be between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. not only do you got the fans' interest in the WWE product at that time, because they're going to want to see how you build between the Rumble and Mania, but also it gives the developers whether or not it's ukes or visual concepts or both, it gives them time to straighten a lot of things out and make the game as fluid as it can be. That, to me, would be the best direction to go in if they ever decide to maybe do that, if these rumors are true, that they may go bi-weekly or wait till a later date to release it. Now, that's one thing. That's one thing. But, now, that's one thing in itself. But the way I look at it, the way I look at this, yes, I am going to get 2K20. I mean, I have, currently, as we speak, I have, let me show you if I can get them out of here. I have every single WWE game up until they became the 2K series. Look at this. In addition to AJ, I have every single one. I have the one with Seth Rollins. I have the one with Brock Lesnar. I have the one with Stone Cold. And I have the one with John Cena. And in addition to that, I even have it, my collection of the game series goes all the way back to THQ when they were SmackDown vs. Raw. When they were SmackDown vs. Raw, and then just the WWE games, being the last one being WWE 14. If you will. They got re-released by 2K as 2K14. The point is, folks, I've played this game series for a long time. And yes, every system has had its issues. Every version, every updated release of the game series has had its issues. There's no doubt about it. And yes, over time they've been patched up. But for people to come out and say that this is probably the most buggiest and glitchiest, broken WWE game in its opening week, in its first 24 hours, its first official 24 hours of existence, for a lot of people to say that, it's not good. And you can only imagine what IGN and GameSpot and people like them are going to say. This shouldn't have to happen. And I know that people at 2K might say, well, if these fans wouldn't rush us and give us time, maybe we would make a good game. That's not the point. You need to make a good game regardless of that. You need to take your time. The moment you finish, because here's what you need to do, and maybe they do it, but the moment you finish up on this game, you need to start planning for the next one. And to me, the best scenario to do that, though, or the best solution, I should say, to this whole scenario, in the end, is the next WWE 2K game should just be WWE 2K. That's all it should be called. And then that way, take a page out of what Netherlands does with Injustice and Mortal Kombat. And Capcom does at times with Street Fighter and stuff. Take a page out of their playbook and wait till later on to add in new DLC packs. I mean, Mortal Kombat 11 has the Joker DLC coming out in spring of next year. Almost a year after the game came out. Injustice 2 did the same thing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The point is, take a page out of their playbooks. Learn from them and be like, you know what? We don't have to constantly bring out the same game every year, just and have it be an updated physical copy or anything. No, we could just make one game, and every year or every quarter we update it with new DLC to make it concurrent and up to speed and with the times, or with the current time frame of what's going on in the product of WWE at that time. So, to me, that's the best solution to go in, the best direction. To go with a WWE 2K game that you update on a quarterly, if not yearly basis. And you don't have to continuously make new games or new physical media and all that for it. You just update it year after year, quarter after quarter with new DLC. Sorry for that abrupt interruption. The battery died, so I'm charging it as I'm doing it right here. But again, what I'm saying, the best solution, in my opinion, folks, okay, my opinion on this whole situation, is if you're going to do a game like this, take a page, like I said, out of NetherRealm's playbook, out of Capcom's playbook, to where they update the game that they released even a year before with new DLC content. I mean, NetherRealms has done it. NetherRealms has done it several times with the Injustice and Mortal Kombat series. I mean, one of the DLCs that Mortal Kombat 11 has upcoming is in the spring of next year and in the winter of next year, or beginning of next year. I think around the beginning of next year we're getting the Joker. In spring of next year we're getting Spawn. Yeah, almost a year after the game came out. So the point is if NetherRealms, I should say, can do that with Mortal Kombat 11 almost a year after it comes out, and they could do that with Injustice 2 when it came to things like the Ninja Turtles a year after it's come out, then why can't and Capcom at times can do that with their game like Street Fighter V, then why can't 2K Sports do that with any of their games, more specifically the fighting game, the only fighting game in the WWE series? Why can't they do it like that? Why can't they do it? Because, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, and a lot of people will agree with this. It's about money. The more they get people to spend on a new physical copy or digital copy of the newest edition or yearly edition in that game series, in that franchise's game series, the happier they're going to be. And the more excuses they'll give, like, oh, well, this helps us make the game better or make future games better. All right, fine, you have the finances to do that, but why don't you take those finances and say, you know what? NetherRealms is being successful with their games and they're constantly updating them with DLC. Maybe we should do that, and that's what I was saying before the battery cut out. Or died on me. The fact is, what they could do with next year's 2K game for WWE is just call it WWE 2K, and then on a quarterly, if not yearly basis, update it with new DLC. You know, the DLC could range from anything like arenas, from new story modes, to new superstars, male and female, new creation options, stuff like that. And guess what? You would still get people to pay because you could charge for that DLC if you want to. You could charge for it. If you want to put what you would consider, like, let's say the first quarter of 2021, let's say you have a pack that's full of a whole bunch of stuff, like new arenas, a new story mode, a few new superstars. You could charge maybe $39.99 for people to get that. The point is, you'd be saving yourself the hassle of constantly making a new game and risking the fact that you're going to release that game with a lot of glitches and bugs and all that, and all you have to worry about instead is just what can we add into the DLC? What can we provide as DLC? How can we continuously patch up the game while providing DLC? That should be the focus when it comes to the next WWE 2K game. Just make it WWE 2K and go in that direction. Take a page out of your competition's playbook and say, if they can do it, we can do it, and we can do it better. And I guarantee you, fans would appreciate it. They would have more respect for you because at least not only are you taking the time to patch the game up constantly with these updates and DLCs, but you're keeping up with the times. You're keeping up with the current product, with the product in its current form. You know, let's say, you know, not next year's WrestleMania, which is 36, I believe, but 37. Let's say 37, the main event is Ricochet against, oh, I don't know, Finn Balor. Let's say that happens, okay? Let's say that happens. And let's say in time, a whole bunch of collective new superstars sign with the company, debut in NXT, debut on the main roster. Don't you think it would be worth the while to add those characters in the long run? Like, instead of constantly making a new game to add them in there, that you're updating the file, you're updating the the game by saying, here's the new season pass, here's this new seasonal DLC for $39.99 or $49.99 or whatever, or $29.99, you know, for you to have all these new crops of stars that just debuted in the past couple of months, along with these new arenas, updated arenas. I mean, come on, honestly, it would make more sense from a financial standpoint and and it would put less stress on the developers because they wouldn't have to constantly work on continuously work day and night on the new physical and digital version of the game to be released on a yearly basis. They could just provide DLC. And to me, that would create less problems for them and for fans. Because right now, they're saying on its opening week, in its first official 24 hours, that it's the buggiest, most glitchiest, broken down version of the game to start, to begin with before all the patches come in later on. That's not good. And if IGN points this out along with GameSpot and anybody else, that's not good either. So if I'm 2K, I reconsider how I plan to release the next WWE 2K game. I don't decide, okay, let's just do 2K21 and be done with it. No. You just look at the fact and go like, okay, maybe if we just did this, took a page out of NetherRealms, I should say, and Capcom's playbook, maybe things might work better. And you know what? Don't be surprised if that works, if it does. Because you still make money with the DLCs, the mega packs, whatever you want to call them, that you'd be offering, and you wouldn't have the stress of having to try to improve on a game that through these DLCs and updates you could patch up constantly. So overall though, 2K Sports really has a lot to make up for, and they've got a lot of patching up to do with this game. Because I'll tell you this, the one group of fans and players of this game series that are probably not too happy are the people that like to use this game for the CAW leagues, the Creator Wrestling Leagues. They like to utilize this game. CCL, Call Champions League, or Creator Wrestling Champions League. DCA, Destiny Championship Alliance. ACW, Anime Championship Wrestling. ANDW, Anime Nintendo Disney Wrestling. XWGL or XGWL. They're not happy. Anybody that's a CAW, player, even those that play with, have the CAW League C, SEA, are not probably happy with what they're hearing here. I mean, I think it's CCL and Virtual Wrestling Federation, VWF, that have a Queen of the Ring tournament planned for 2K20, and they can't do it without having a bunch of glitches and stuff thrown at them. So this stuff needs to be fixed before anybody can... So this stuff needs to be fixed. Because I guarantee you, if it's not fixed, a lot of people are going to go back to 2K19 and play that instead. And they're going to have to issue apologies saying, yeah, we know you expected to have 2K20 as, or you expected us to use 2K20 for the new CAW League season, or the new season for our CAW League. Unfortunately, that cannot happen because of the bugginess. So hopefully 2K20 patches us up real good, updates it real good, and learns from this when it comes to the next 2K game. And what they should learn and take to heart is you don't have to constantly make a new physical and digital game or version of this game series every year. You could just do one and constantly update it yearly and quarterly. Just like NetherRealms, I should say, does, as well as Capcom does with their fighting games. NetherRealms, like I said, has a Spawn DLC and a Joker DLC planned for next year, almost a year after the game came out. Injustice 2, also by NetherRealms, had DLC packs released almost a year after their game. So the thing is, 2K, If you don't want to deal with these kind of headaches and complaints anymore, think about what you could do to better yourself in the future. And the best way you could better yourself, in my opinion, is to basically go the route where you just make one game, physical and digital, and then you make the announcement that from now on, it's just going to be updated quarterly and yearly to make things up to date with what you currently see in WWE. So, anyway though, that's just my thought on the whole 2K20 situation right now. Hopefully, praying things get better, if things get patched up. I've got a feeling, just like 2K19, things aren't going to get patched up until almost the end of the year. So hopefully things get better and patched up, maybe on a weekly basis. Maybe they need to do weekly patches and updates on this game because this isn't good. So, but let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. What are your thoughts on them possibly going in a direction that I think would benefit them? And let's just do one game physically and digitally where it gets updated yearly and quarterly to kind of keep it up to date and current with the WWE product at that time. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like, and I'll talk to you all later. Thank you all for watching.